Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Y'all got to forgive me. Let my sauna cool down a little bit before I close this here door. And forgive my hairline today. This is my hairline today. But wanted to keep going on that parenting topic. As you could see with the parenting videos, they not in the algorithm. So you got to see it and hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. Because my channel is more so relationship. So anything outside of relationship, YouTube doesn't recognize it. And only the people who get a notification or they come actively look for the video will see the video. YouTube, they don't push all your videos that you do if it's outside of, what your channel typically talk about. And so one of the things I was talking about last night on the parenting, and I want to continue to touch on this because I think a lot of times we struggle with it, and especially for single parents, because you don't have that backup, that backing. Because I could imagine, like, if I was a single parent, missing what my wife brings would completely change my children's life. And if she was a single mom, missing what I bring would completely change their life. So for the single parents, keep being positive, keep praying, keep seeking resources, like keep reading and learning and listening. So that's why when I think about it, touch on the parenting series for the single parents, just to kind of give some outside input, because a lot of the books and stuff that's out there is written by Caucasian people, and their life and their experience in America is completely different. If you are a person of color, the way you can raise a Caucasian child is totally different than how you can raise a black child. And of course, I know they won't understand that and they won't admit that, but that's the truth, just because we are treated differently. And I still see it as a 40-year-old man going into the grocery store, going to the car lot, going to anywhere. I'm treated with a level of disdain. My wife and I, we were at a resort, and it was a black lady from Turks and Caicos. She was the waitress, and there was a white family who wanted to sit outside. It was a little bit of rain in one part, and we wanted to sit outside. And the black lady, because she's never used to seeing black people, she was looking at us crazy and being rude. And she wanted us to sit inside, but it was kind of chilly inside and it was nice outside. And my wife, she get cold easily. And she was like, the young black girl came and she went to the older black lady, because I think the lady had told her, like, put people inside. And so she went and told her, like, hey, they want to sit outside. Then the lady came outside and was like, hey, is there a reason you want to sit out here? Because we got a table in there set up for 2 people. And I just looked at her. My wife, she was about to be like, okay, I guess we'll go inside. Like, she was about to do that because it's woman to woman. And my wife, she talked tough a lot. She talked tough a lot, but she got to be really angry. Me, I ain't got to be bad. I'm going to tell you how it is. I said, we going to sit right here. We want to sit right here. And it was a 6-person table. But yesterday I saw a white man and his white woman sit at that 6-person table, because they was looking right at me and my wife, who was at the 2-person table up against the wall. So I say, if it's all right for the white, it's all right for the black. Man, we gonna sit right here. Sometimes it be your own people. And it was another family sitting out there. Now, they had more people, of course, but at this hotel, you paying so much per night. You could sit on the roof. You want to sit on the roof. But I say that to say, when you are of color, you treated differently even by your own people, because a lot of black people are full of self-hate, and we have also been conditioned. So I'm very likely to see a black guy getting ready to walk past my car and hit the lock button. Now, I will also hit the lock button on the white guy too, but we also have been conditioned. So when you raising your children, especially children of color, and this will apply for children of non-color as well, first thing you got to do is you got to pay attention to your child. You as a parent, you are a steward. You training your child up. So what that means is you got to find what your child is good at. You got to pay attention to your child. And it doesn't mean you can't put them in something that's going to challenge them, because you don't want your child just living in a comfort zone, but you also want to have them doing what they're good at. And it's tough sometimes, because like my youngest, he's very good at video games, and he loves it. He feels like he's in his zone. He feels at home. He could play the video games on the phone, on the actual game. He could play it forever. And I know if he get into it, he could probably become a millionaire. But I also know that's not really something that he got to pick up and do his whole life. He could get good at that at 18 when he go to college and start streaming on Twitch and still end up a multi-millionaire from it if that's what he want to do. And I'm gonna let him know that as he get older. And I would foster that. But my wife, she more so, she like, listen, we got to have him in sports, got to be active. And I realize what sports does too. Sports adds something to his life. It give him a lot. So I'm not against it. Now, if I was a single parent, I would just see, man, he really, really is good at these games. My oldest is telling me how good he is and that he way better than he was at that age. And I see people making millions of dollars. I will put him in some coding classes, let him learn how to code the games, not just play them. And he'll understand both sides of it. But I'm not a single parent, so I don't get to do everything I want to do, because I have to honor my wife, and vice versa. It's some stuff that she would want to do that I'm not like, nah. And so she has to honor my voice. We honor each other. And that's what I mean by a lot of times as single parents, you may lack that balance. And this way you got to go out and listen and learn and to hear some other things so that you can bring your own form of balance and stability. But I talk about this in my course, Entrepreneurship with Purpose, where you identify gifts. So you identify what your child is good at. And we ignore this so often, and we ignore what our child is good at. And a lot of times we just want our child to do what we want them to do. So if you like dance, you want your child in dance because you did dance. But your child might hate dance and be better at baseball or softball. And you may hate sports because you didn't play sports. So you want your child in robotics or something like that. But your child may actually could be a multi-millionaire and have a platform and influence millions just by playing sports. And because a lot of sports require a certain level of spatial reasoning and athletic ability and things of that nature. So we miss that a lot of times. And you got to pay attention to it. You know, you got to pay attention to it. You got to be mindful of it. And you identify their gifts. And so their gifts is going to be like what they do naturally, what they do better than other kids, what they do better than you, what they understand better than you. And then you identify careers for that. And you identify ways to foster that gift. And this is what you want to get your child involved in. So now you have your child active. The first key to raising good kids is you have to keep them active. And what does the saying say? An idle mind is what? The devil's workshop. So you have to have your child active. Your child need to be doing something at least 4 days out of the 7 that's out of the house. If that's robotics club, great. If it's karate, if it's any type of sport, dance, whatever, you have to be taking your child somewhere 4 out of the 7 days. If you have to cut off cable, if you have to cut off Netflix, cut off Stars, where y'all watching 50 Cent movies, not 50 Cent meaning the rapper, his Power and all of that. If you got to cut off Stars, cut off Showtime, cut off Disney Plus, cut off whatever. If you got to stop giving money to your able-bodied family, adult family, you have to cut off whatever you got to cut off. If you got to pick up a little side gig that you do from home, like customer service for these major companies, like Bank of America, American Express, they got customer service jobs that you could do on your off days when you home, outside of y'all game times. Do what you got to do to make the extra money to be able to invest in your child. You want to be able to invest in your child, keep your child active. If your child just going to school and coming home, you're failing as a parent. You need to get your child active. And it ain't about what your child want to do. It's what they need to do. It's not about what they want to do. Because when you train them up and you get them in what they need to be in, then they're going to eventually fall in love with it. And you got to give them structure. So that's right there, you keeping them active. Outside of that activity, you giving them structure. So what this means is your child needs to have a routine. So you got to stand beside your child in the morning for months to make sure your child know how to brush his or her teeth. So you teach them how to brush their teeth. You teach them how to wash their face, literally wash their face, clean around their eyes, clean around their mouth. And my youngest, he struggled with this. We was a lot more active. My wife was a lot more active with our oldest. And the youngest, he's not as good with it. And so he'll have stuff around his mouth, stuff around his eyes. Sometimes that younger child, you get a little lazy. And that's a mistake that we have made. And I've been finding myself having to, hey, son, you got to walk around, make sure you get that little slob off your mouth now, but not that. You will sleep too hard and clean that, get that coal out your eye, boy. And you have to do that. My oldest now, he like a neat freak, not cleaning up his room, but like a hygiene freak. 3-step skin routine, white teeth. He really focused on clear, clean skin and white teeth, and just being clean and smelling good. He loved cologne. He studied all the different stuff about the cologne, the projection of it. He just really into hair, skin, teeth, and just looking aesthetically pleasing. That's his thing for whatever reason. I think because he grew up with eczema, where he was the opposite. He struggled a lot with his skin, and from being looked at weird and stuff like that, when he grew through it around 13, 14, he started to get more into that stuff. So you got to give your child structure, and structure don't just mean the activities outside the house, but they need to know how to cook, how to clean, how to wash themselves properly. You at a young age, you may have to get in there and bathe with your child before they have a concept of naked body and all of this. You may have to get in there and bathe with your child, like you bathing your child and teaching your child how to clean themselves. And because of the pain and the struggle that a lot of black people have, a lot of black moms are so tired that I noticed as a man, when I was out there, I noticed a lot of black girls didn't know how to clean themselves. What I mean by black girls, I mean young ladies. So I lost my virginity at 15 and was promiscuous from 15 to 21. And there was a lot of minority, like black or Hispanic, that had an odor. And I never once, and this is just the truth, this not me, y'all know I'm pro-black now. I never once smelt the odor on a Caucasian woman. Never. Not even after working out, not even after whatever. And I'm just guessing it could be hormonal. Part of it could be like hormones or whatever, like what's being secreted. But also it's just consistent because white people have different hair. They have to wash their hair like every day. So if you're washing your hair every day, that's soap running down your body, and it's running down every part of your body, and you forced to shower so your hair not oily and gunky and gooey. Whereas black people, we don't wash our hair every day. So a lot of times, if you don't have to wash your hair, you might not wash your body. And a lot of people say, oh, that's ew, that's nasty, that's disgusting. But we just got to be realistic, especially when you're talking about a child. A child is going to skip that shower. And I remember my cousin, a young lady, she would never like the shower. She would never want to get in the shower, get in the bathtub. And one time my grandma caught her and beat the brakes off of her Because we all would do that, myself included. We'll run the bath water and we'll stand outside the bath water like it had electrocution in there. And we'll just reach our hand over and just swash through the water like this. And we wouldn't bathe. You got to make sure your child bathing. And you got to teach your child good hygiene. I was not taught good hygiene as a child growing up. So, you know, I had stank breath. And so I had to fight that stank breath because I used to go in there and copy my cousin who was living with me, and he just get some water, wet his toothbrush, put it on his teeth, no toothpaste. So I started doing the same thing, no toothpaste. So here I was skipping my shower, and I wasn't using toothpaste. And I never washed my face. And I used to bathe when I actually took a bath, we used Dial soap. And I never wash my face. So I say that to say this very common, and this where structure come in. Your child also got to have a bedtime, a consistent bedtime. Your child need to be in bed by 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, based on their schedule. No later than 10:30 every night. Like my son don't get home till my oldest 9:30, 10 o'clock. He get out of practice at 9. So bedtime at 9:30 is unrealistic for him. So 10:30 last night, I made him go to bed at 10:30. 17 years old, yeah, 10:30 in the bed. Had I left it up to him, he would have been up 11:30, 12. On his phone, checking his social media, rapping with his friends. I also made him get off that video game yesterday because it's during the week. Ain't no video game during the week. I don't care if you about 17, no video game during the week. Do your schoolwork. You in virtual school. When you catch up to your work, then get ahead. You in virtual school, get ahead. And when you tired of doing schoolwork, go work on your game. Because you got me going to England for your game. You need to get better. You see what I'm saying? You have to give your child structure. So you want to keep your child active. You want to give your child structure. Now, in the activity and in the structure, you need to have praise. Good job. Ooh. Hey, even with your oldest, with my oldest, I'm like, boy, hey, boy, you looking good, boy. Hey, boy, you looking like an old model, boy. Hey, boy, you finna touch millions. You gotta reinforce your child for they smile being clean and white, they breath being clean, they clothes being put together nicely, taking pride in their outfit. Smell under their arm, smell it up under your child's arm. If they get out the bath and you can smell musk under their arm, then you know their private part's not clean. So send your child back to take another bath and go in there, put the toilet seat down and sit right there and watch your child bathe when you got to. So now they know, and then set a routine. Tuesday, Thursday this week, next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you pop in while your child in the bath. If they of the age young enough, you know, to where you ain't just all invading privacy and all that. You pop in just so they know you finna pop in. To make sure they in there and to make sure they lathered, soaped up head to toe. Soap head to toe. Behind the ears, you got to make a point. Take the little pad or a little Q-tip and wet it, rub it behind them ears, pull it out, show them that dirt. Scrub across that neck with that little white pad, show them that dirt. Let them see how they dirty in areas they ain't even thinking about. This is the structure you got to give your children, because like they say, cleanliness is next to godliness. What's going to happen is what you're doing is you teaching your child attention to detail. So when your child start dating, your child going to have attention to detail to this person's teeth, to this person's hair, to their skin, to their clothes, to their nails. And that's also going to help them pick up if this person said one thing and then said another and told a lie about the same thing. You teaching attention to detail. So, hey, I ain't going to take this too long because it'll get too long, but you got to have this structure and you have to do this yourself. So I'm doing a morning routine to exemplify for my oldest son dedication, discipline. So I come up, get a massage in a massage chair, get on the bench press, do a little bench press, get on the treadmill, do 30 minutes, then come in here, get in the sauna. I'm going to do me some curls. Then I'm going to go shower. Then I'm going to eat breakfast. Then I'm going to get to work. Showing him discipline, routine, structure, so he could see that. My youngest, he at school right now, so he don't get to see that, but he'll get to hear about it. And this is what you got to do. So get them active, have structure, have a reinforcement and reward system, but then also have a consequence system when they don't shower properly. Okay, no video game Friday night. You didn't shower properly. I've told you twice, no game Friday night. And people be, oh, how I get the game, how I get the phone. This is a child. This a child. This not an adult. You take it and you let them know, and you put it up somewhere and you lock it. And if they want to go off, you let them know. They want to get mad, you let them know, listen, I will put you in a shelter. I will put you in a shelter. You got to let them know early. I'm not speaking literally, but you got to let them know that you're not afraid of them, that tears ain't never killed nobody. Let them cry for an hour. Let them cry for 2 hours. Let them cry as long as they want to cry. But do not budge, do not bend. And you don't have to do this screaming and yelling. You don't have to put no cuss words. You need to be cool, calm, and confident so that they know your correction is coming from a place of confidence, not from a place of irrationality. That's what they're going to realize and understand. Hey, this is Tony Gaston. God bless you. We'll talk soon.